Hi team, my name's Anna and we're going to start our first day of this 30-day home workout series. Starting with Activate, which is literally designed to activate your glutes, your core and your mid-back so that you've got a nice torque, nice posture as you stand up to do any lifting, any home workouts at all. I know it might be different for you to start working out at home, but I promise it's not going to be that bad and we're going to have a lot of fun while we do it. I'll try not to say anything inappropriate at all given times. First thing we're going to do is lie on our back, and literally all we do, lie down with me, join me, you're going to tuck your pelvis under. So you're trying to push your back into the floor as hard as you can. So let's do that 10 times. So just bring your pelvis tilted up by pushing your back down, bracing through that core. And again, hold it for a couple of seconds every time. So that's 3 and release. Nice deep breaths, bring it in, feel how active you are through your abdomen, drawing that belly button down towards the floor. And again for number 5. And release. Again, 6. Bringing it in, push that back right down. I've just seen some cobwebs up there that I really need to dust. This is not a place I normally lie. I moved all my furniture to get started with this home workout shenanigans. So there's a lot of dusting that needs to be done up there. 8, so we have 2 more while I've been chatting. So you're going to lift and push that right down into the floor. And again, last one, tilt that pelvis. Good, and release. Now we're going to make sure our heels are underneath our knees, almost underneath. Our toes are going to be slightly turned out. We're going to engage that core like we just did. And now you're going to push into those heels, lifting your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Clamping your butt cheeks together like you have got a £50 note up there. And to keep going, pushing into the heels, squeeze and tuck under. And again, so when we come to the bottom, we're trying not to let everything off. So there's still a bit of tension through our beautiful butt cheeks as we bring them up and down. Let's go for another 7. Lift and squeeze and bring them down. So while you're doing this, the best thing that I can do is to say to you to focus on nothing apart from your butt cheeks. I know we've got so much going on at the moment. Everything is a bit crazy, but just for this 15-20 minutes, you're going to come down and just do what you've got to do to help your body start to feel in the right place to exercise at home. We're going to do one more. So lift and squeeze. Really, really nice. And then slowly bring it down. Good. We're going to do one more round. So starting with that pelvic tilt. This is really good for those of you that have a little bit of a sticky out bum. So when you squat and you look a little bit like a stripper coming down towards the floor, this will really help to get you to brace that lower, your core so that your lower back stays nice and flat as you come down. So keep tucking. We're on number 4. Keep that breathing nice and regular, pushing into the heel. And again. That's it, all the way. Give me 4 more. Really brace, pull it down as hard as you can. Give it a little tap to make sure it's rock hard. 2 more. And the last one. Excellent. Now we're going straight back into our glute bridge. So push your feet into the floor, tuck your pelvis. And this time I want to see how much more contraction you can get. So we're trying, if those of you who are like me and normally feel it in the lower back, I want you to think about squeezing this part of your cheeks. So the lower part of your cheeks where they meet your hamstring. So keep squeezing up, little pause at the top every time. Good. And again, lift and squeeze. Again, really drive down. Now we're going to pause for longer this time for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Roll down. 4 more like that. Lift up and squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And again, squeeze and bring it up. Close your eyes if you need to and think about your gigantic buttocks crushing a small fox in between them. I don't know why there would be a fox there. We'll roll with it. 1 more. Word of the day, the fox. And this time hold it up there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Hopefully you're starting to feel nice and warm now in the glutes. I'm going to roll onto our side for our 3rd exercise. So you can keep your head down here, but it makes me feel a little bit like I'm going to vom. So I'm just going to put my head up a little bit. We're going into a clam. So this is like just splashing. Lovely. You squeeze your cheeks, opening your knee up towards the ceiling. So just open and pause. Now the thing is, you could like literally flap your leg around for like 20 minutes with no contraction. So this one I want you to real think about squeezing your leg open by moving it through the ball in the socket. So it's all coming from right inside your butt. So give me 5 more, squeeze and open. And again, 4. Try and keep that tension on there the whole time. 2 more. And lovely, your last one. So after this, your butt should feel lovely active. Extend that leg. We're going to lift up for exactly the same tempo. So it should start to feel a little bit warmer in there now. Lifting that toe pointing towards me. Also, didn't paint my toenails. Didn't know I was going to be doing this barefoot, can't lie. Definitely I'll paint them for you tomorrow. How's that? Promises. Good. So lifting up again, trying to use your glute to lift up in a lovely long straight line. You can have the bottom leg however you feel for balancing, that's fine. 4 more, lift and squeeze. And if you want to make it a bit harder, just keep it in the air for longer. 2 more. Lift. Lovely. Last one. Fabulous. Right, let's swing over onto our other side and make sure our butt cheeks are even, because nobody wants a bigger butt cheek on one side than the other. So clam first of all, squeeze that butt and open it up, pausing at the top. Hope my microphone's not falling off. Or you'll be listening to my armpit. Lovely. 3, and again 4, squeezing right into the butt, so not flapping that leg around. 5, good, and again, squeeze. Should make a song about squeezing. Squeeze your butt cheeks. 2 more. Lift and open. Last one. Then extend that leg forward. We're going to lift it up, squeezing into the glute again. So 10. And just lift up. So nothing complicated today. And this is the kind of workout that you could just do for a few rounds, a couple of rounds for each exercise on any day that you're feeling a little bit like, I need to move, but I'm not about to go and sprint around the park. But I just want to move my body and help everything feel like it's doing something again. So good. And I think 3 more because I've been chatting, so I'm not counting. 2 more. Lovely. And your last one. Beautiful. Fabulous. Now roll onto our front for the next one. So you will be pushing your pelvis into the floor so that your butt cheeks are on. So you squeeze, keeping that contact on with your hips in the front of your leg. Your butt cheeks are like 2 ferrets fighting to the death. I'm going to bring our hands up here. And first of all I want you to do is just using your shoulder blades to bring them back and together. So our upper body isn't really moving, so we're not like flying around. We're just lifting those arms backwards and starting to think about bringing our mid-back into play. So we lift and open, really nice. And again, squeeze. 4, this is called a skydiver variation. I'm going to do 5, keeping those feet pushed into the floor, pelvis pushed into the floor, squeeze. For 3 more, hold it each time for a couple of seconds. And again, 2. And 1. So if that's enough for you, you can completely stay there. Otherwise, we're going to extend our arms and we're going to try to do what they're called scapular hurdles. So you're going to bring your back, pin everything in, and just by using your shoulders, so the back of your shoulder, you're going to bring your arms up and over, forward. But you have to keep your pelvis pushed into the floor the whole time. So bring it up, squeeze it down, and again. Great. Really nice. Give me 5 more. I can hear my camera going berserk, so that probably means it's not focusing. Focus. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now bring it down and rest. Rest and stretch out that back. Make sure everything's nice and loose again. If you need to, bring it back here. Stretch through your lower back. Make sure everything is relaxed. Then we're going to go back down. And this time we're going to try another variation. So it's very similar. You're going to bring your hands by your sides, push your pelvis into the floor and engage those glutes again. So make sure they're on and then rock hard. Palms to the floor. We're going to lift up. So now our back is pinned, but we're still really nice and flat. And we're lifting up slightly, but by pushing through the bum. Bend your elbows so that you're hovering above the floor like we just did. And then extend your arms up, but without letting your shoulders rise. And then circle it back down. So again, we lift up, bend from the elbow, extend, and circle back down. Good, give me 3 more. Lift, bend, extend, palms still to the floor and circle back down. Squeeze in those glutes and circle. And again. Last one. Reach, keep your shoulders away from your ears and circle down. Well done. Rest and pull it back. Stretch. Oh, how lovely. Really nice. So if we want to, you can go into those again. Otherwise, we come up here onto all fours like a little coffee table. And we're going to bring our back up and stretch. Yours might look quite like mine because I've got scoliosis, so it's a little bit odd. Reach up and stretch. And now I want you to bring your back down, but without coming through into a hollow. So your core's still braced. And what we're trying to do is put our shoulder blades into our pants. So again, stretch up and lengthen your spine, feel it all ease out. And keeping all of this braced at the same time, drawing your belly button up. Then drop your shoulder blades back and down, pulling your shoulder blades into your pants. Good, 3 more. Push into the palms of your hands and stretch. Feet flat on the floor. Down, pack those shoulder blades in. 2 more times. Really let that head bow under, drop down. And bring it in. Good. Last one. And pack it in. Really nice. Sit back. Roll your shoulders out. Okay, I'm going to try that again. So coming onto your hands, this is to help you activate your mid-back. Push up and stretch that spine. And then pack everything back and in. Good. 4 more. Reach and stretch. Good. 3. So take this totally at your own speed and your own pace, but just enjoy that feeling of stretching out your back and lengthening that spine as much as you can. Lovely. Well done. Last bit, I promise. I'm going to try to keep your core feeling active. So, it's one of my faves. You're going to lie on your back and bring your knees up. So you can hug them in if you need to. And we're just going to roll our back out slightly. And I want you to think about lifting your feet up. If your knees can't go out that far, that's fine. They can stay here today. Otherwise, you bring your knees above your hips and pause. You'll bring your belly button down in towards the mat, pushing your back into the floor until it's completely flat. Then we bring our arms up here. Now, if that is enough for you, you can feel your core bracing really well. Just going to stay there today. Otherwise, we're going to take a big deep breath, inhale, and then as we bring it out, we're going to pause here, keep breathing, feel that brace, and then slowly bring it in. Good, and again, so you might be real super good at this and be able to come out loads further than me, but what I do want to see is that your back is not lifting from the floor, and then slowly bring it in. So we're just pausing just for a few seconds as we bring it out and work our core at that point of extension. So again, push your back into the mat of carpet and slowly bring it back in. Give me 2 more. And again. Lovely. And then hug those knees in and roll your back out. We're going to do that again. We will do it again. So just ease out what you need to through your body. Roll it out. Couple of nice deep breaths and bring those feet up. This is a really important and a really good one for bracing before you squat and lift your weights as well. So lifting out, pushing that back into the floor. Good. And bring it back in. So if you're feeling a little bit braver and you've got it now, you'll start to learn where your body sits and how far you can take your legs out without your spine moving from the floor at all. So when we worked on that pelvic tilt earlier, pushing your back into the floor, this is partly one of the things that it was going to help with. And again, this time we'll go for another 5. So gradually feeling that core getting nice and tired and thinking about how hard it is for us to work it and if we're working at the right level. So it shouldn't be painful, but it should feel a little bit difficult now because we're up in our game a little bit. One more. Reach back if you can and then bring it in. Good. And roll out your back. Well done. So any little stretch that you want just to ease things out around the top of your glutes where they connect with your back. Lovely. And we are going to do one more set of the TVA activation. So bring the knees up, get those hands ready. And this is your last set of 10, I promise. And then we'll have a little stretch. So bring it back and in, back and in. Good. And then play with your own reps. So you might think about slowing it down if you can, making it that little bit harder. Excellent. Your last 5 of the day. Three more. Don't leave me this way. Hey, hey. 2 more. Lovely. And the last one. Excellent. Bring those knees in. This time we're going to drop them both over to one side, keeping your shoulder in the floor and looking away. This is a really nice stretch for the top of your glute and your lower back. So if you're a little bit tight, this is a nice one to do. So just bring them over, let that hand rest on the leg, feel that stretch. This cobwebs are stressing me out. Look at them looking at me. Just a cheek. And then let's try the other side. So just bring it over, put that hand on your top leg. Try and ease everything out so we're lengthening up through the body. Feeling the magic. Really nice, well done. Another little stretch for you. Lift that leg up towards the ceiling. So if you can't reach, you can throw like a bit of something over your foot, like a hoodie, and grab onto it and bring it in. Otherwise, we'll just grab whatever part of our leg that we can reach and then stretch through the back here, through the hamstring. Trying to keep everything else on the floor so that we're not like straining and it's actually quite relaxing. This will help us feel a bit bendy as well for in a second when you've got to jump up and do your housework. Good, and then slowly bring it in, give it a little hug into that armpit. Nice big deep breaths. Excellent, and then extend. Bring the other knee in, stretch it up to the ceiling. Ooh la la, c'est tout. Oh, shut up, honestly. And then slowly bring it into your armpit. Just ease it out. And then come all the way down. So you can stay lying, you just lay there and enjoy yourself. Well done today. That's our first little intro into some of the things that we're going to be doing later on in the series. So I hope you feel activated in your areas and keep practicing. Anything that you didn't find comfortable can definitely become more comfortable as you move on through the next series, and I will see you tomorrow.